N.S. Napinai ma'am. She is the Supreme Court advocate and founder of Cyber Sathi. So let me move on to the next slide. Yeah. And she is Supreme Court advocate and founder of Cyber Sathi. She is a senior renowned lawyer specializing in constitutional, criminal, IPR, and cyber laws. She is also representing Maharashtra Cyber Police, Government of Kerala in recent decision of Kerala High Court on data protection. She's part of government committee dealing with various policy issues in cyber laws. She has presented before Lok Sabha Parliament Committee on Women Empowerment on Cyber Safety Online for 2020. She has presented before National Cyber Security Center, part of the Prime Minister's office, on India's proposed national cybersecurity policy that we will see coming between 2020 to 2025. And she has also done a lot of work as an expert on cryptocurrencies and blockchain, amendment to Information Technology Act 2000, and she has contributed extensively to drafting of India's Commercial Code Act 2015. So she is an alumna of Stanford CDDRL, Chevening UK, IBPL USA, and she trains judges, police, armed forces, and intelligence agencies at national and state academies, and has addressed sessions at national and international conferences. So she has also given a lot of inspirational TED Talks on becoming fearless and showing up. And she is a prolific writer, and her new book titled Technology Laws Decoded is going to come, I think, forthcoming in 2020, right? Yeah. So we are so happy to have you, ma'am. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. And we have 274 kids with us today. And we look forward for a wonderful session and learn how to be cyber smart in this new era of COVID and Corona, where everything is happening online. So welcome, ma'am. I'll pass on the control to you. I'll stop sharing.
Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. It's our honor to have you with us today.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. I can tell you, whilst I have addressed sessions for judiciary and police, etc., for nearly 2 decades, COVID has given me this opportunity to address students, particularly, and also in some instances their parents and teachers. And I take great pleasure in these kind of opportunities. Something which I've now belatedly realized I've missed over the last nearly 2 decades in terms of cyber law training and addresses. So thank you so much for having me here. It's an absolute pleasure to address all of you, and the turnout today is an indication of the interest and intrigue that this domain brings forth. Whilst as millennials, every single one of you, and let me tell you from where I am and where the faces I see, even all of you who would qualify as young adults are still millennials compared to me, right? So with all of you, that's why this is a universal address to all of you, that as millennials, you do not shirk away from technology, you embrace it. You enjoy being part of this digitally enabled domain, right? Whilst you're doing this, it is as important for you to be safe and secure as you are in terms of being adventurous. I thought when Preeti's introduction included my address with respect to cryptocurrencies and blockchain, I was sure that every single participant's ears would have perked, right? So I thought I will start off with that, though I had other issues I wanted to deal with in my presentation. Remember one thing, there are certain aspects which we automatically have our safety antennae up in the physical world. But when it comes to digital, when it comes to cyber, seems to be some kind of assumption in terms of safety or security. That which we would automatically understand as being illogical, we just throw it to the winds, we throw caution to the winds, and we start believing in terms of unreal situations also. I am not for a moment saying cryptocurrency is unreal, or nor have I at any point of time supported a ban. I always believe regulation is a lot stronger a weapon than a ban. Having said that, when you are looking at being adventurous, when you are looking at a speculative process, remember that what is virtual is indeed virtual, and it comes with those limitations. So you'll have to apply the real world logic to virtual assets also when you are toying with the idea of speculation or investment. Do not just jump in without really understanding what is the product, what is the domain, what are you really giving away, and what are you taking on. And these generic statements actually apply across the board, whether it is you thinking about buying some cryptocurrencies or being on social media or what you do on social media. So let's just quickly move on to some of the risks and threats that the cyber domain brings with it. And I will be rushing through a bit of this, keeping in mind the limited time frame that is there and my intent and purpose, considering the flow of today's events that the organizers have shared with me, is to just be the teaser round for the much more fun and interactive process that they have in store for you immediately after this. So please treat it not as a lecture to you or just a mere formal keynote, but as something that will intrigue your mind as much as the cyber domain does. So what is Cyber Sati? And I wanted to start with this and to make you understand again on the aspect of cyber safety. Whenever, and I'm talking about in my last nearly now 30 years of practice as a lawyer and over 20 years in terms of cyber laws, the one thing I have noted, whether it's crime or cyber crime, whether it's just general trouble or very serious harm, any person who's a victim immediately reaches out to a friend. They are not going to even trust parents or authority figures, let's say in school or college. They would first reach out to a friend. If the parent conducts themselves as a friend, if a teacher is identified as a friend, then they will reach out to them. So the reason why I identified the name as Cyber Sati was this, cyber friend. And what is the implication with today's session also? My intent and purpose is all of you at the end of the session, including what the organizers have in store for you as an interactive measure, will be better prepared in understanding the risks and threats that this domain bring with it, will be able to be a better cyber friend to yourself in protecting yourself and also to your peers. And the peers could be your classmates, your juniors, your seniors, and as it happens with the digital domain, the youngsters teach adults. So you have to be better equipped to be able to also guide adults, not just in how to use technology, but how to be safe there also. So this is the intent and purpose of Cyber Sati. And I truly hope that all of you will embrace it with the kind of power that knowledge can bring with it. Just a quick run through in terms of what are the risks and threats that you're facing. Invariably, when it comes to online domain, nobody is safe. So it is not like only women and children are unsafe online and men or boys are going to be safe. Gender neutral threats and vulnerabilities exist, so it impacts everybody. But the minute we talk about the digital domain, and I use the word digital and cyber not as interchangeable, but as separate domains, because online is one aspect, digital encompasses even the chat apps and other kinds of, the domain. Women and children are much more vulnerable. They make for softer targets because the perception is that they have more to lose. The perception is that as women and children, you are not really in a position to be able to combat or fight the kind of threats that this domain brings with it, the kind of threats that can be posed to you by others. Just to give you some example, on June 1st, the academic year started. So teachers are also just doing their job. So they are also not actors to go before a camera and start acting out their classes. They are doing it because they wanted to help you. And what happened? Even before the teacher would have finished her class and gone home, trolling started as the blue sari teacher. And the trolling was initially generic, and then it builds on to sexual innuendo, etc. Now, these kind of talks may happen in school play yards, right? After school, you may just step out and in your interval period, chat about what happened in the class. Even there, when it is a covered or a secluded environment, it may not be appropriate for you to make these kind of comments against your teachers. I'm not saying only students did it, but there were comments predominantly, right? And it had to necessarily emanate from those people who had access to the video of the blue sari teacher. Now look at the impact of it. Many times, whether it's the blue sari teacher case or the boys' locker room case, people just assume kids are just being kids, boys are just being boys. There is no such thing as kids just being kids or boys being boys. Ask a kid themselves. Each one of you ask yourself or your friend, do they feel comfortable when they are being bullied online? Certainly not. Do they think that is normal behavior? Most certainly not. Do they believe that merely because you are in an enclosed environment of a chat app, which you think is encrypted and therefore you're safer to pass comments which you would not even dream of saying in person to a friend or a peer? Is it correct to share details the way it was in the boys' locker room case? Certainly not. And the worrisome part of it is these kind of behaviors are actually crimes. They are not just violations, they are not aberrations. So as children, as youngsters, when you are indulging in these kind of crimes, remember, it is not going to just result in some kind of a rap on your knuckles. It's not just about the kind of action that a school or an education. I request all of you to please keep your mics on mute. So it's not just about disciplinary action against you. It is about criminal action against you. The flip side of it, and that's why I've used these images. Talking again is not funny, it is not okay, and it is definitely not romantic. And that's with the respect to the first picture there. With respect to the other two pictures, my deep concern is this, and that was the other reason why I started Cybersati. Many times, and today what we see across the board is a trust deficit with respect to the law enforcement agencies or the systemic form of justice delivery. So if you're a victim, your first reaction is not, let me go give a criminal complaint. Let me go take the help of police. Police are my friend. That's not your reaction. You look at the system, you look at police, you look at judiciary, or for that matter, even lawyers, as something that is actually an obstacle or with fear. What you should fear is the criminal, not the system. You need to take the benefit of the advantage of system. And the reason I've added the other two pictures is to warn you, vigilante justice doesn't work in real life. It just lands you in more trouble. So you need to understand the difference between fiction and reality. Murder is a crime, so that kind of vigilante justice, and it shocks me when I am in a theater, which is a long time back considering COVID. It shocks me when people actually clap at the end of a movie, which is all about vigilante justice, because I really am deeply concerned about what is their real understanding of what was the solution that has come out of this. What are they really applauding? That justice was finally delivered, or that it was done in such a manner, right? So you need to therefore take advantage of the remedies that are available in law. So with the last minute that is available to me, let me move on very quickly to how can you be a cybersati. Understand that these are the kind of platforms where you are actually being trolled, bullied, or stalked. And therefore, you need to be really careful in terms of what is the kind of platform you're on, how are you using it, how safe are you. For instance, in today's session, they had a waiting room through which you had to pass. What is the reason for it? I'm sure all of you all are aware of all the instances of Zoom bombing, where people think it is very funny to prank and bomb a session and then put up very horrific imagery, etc. Even doing that is not a prank, it's a crime. So you need to understand the difference between crime and pranks and protect yourself. I'm sorry, I had to run through a lot of slides because anyway. So this is, I'm just pausing over here because this is another cautionary tale for every single child and adult out there. Just because somebody has a photo as if it's a youngster doesn't mean it is necessarily a youngster. Just because your parents or your friends have befriended somebody doesn't mean you necessarily have to befriend the same person, because they may have made a mistake. You may still have to check, right? Caution may be the better way forward when you're talking about cyber safety. So here is the first step in terms of being a cybersati. Make yourself aware so that you can lend a hand better. Know what your rights and remedies are. Understand that you may also fall victim. Don't blame yourself. You're not at fault. Fine, you made a mistake, you befriended the wrong person, you shared the imagery with the wrong person. It is okay. You made a mistake. What the other person, however, has done is the crime. So don't blame yourself. Instead, take courage. Remember, there are others like you out there. Remember that if you let this criminal go, he or she is just going to commit this crime again, either against you or against other persons. So take action, trust the adults in the picture. I am sure with cybersati and with all of you cybersatis out there, adults will also learn not to blame you, but to just be there for you. I'm sure the world has evolved in that sense. There will be aberrations for everything, but you don't have to assume the aberration as the norm. So remember, the norm is the adult is there to assist you. Take their help, take the help of authority figures, because I can tell you from experience, schools and colleges have been the best support system to combat cybercrimes online. We are really proud of the kind of work that they've been doing and the immediate action they take. So here is a lesson for all of you youngsters: take the help of authority figures, and for you, the educational institution, continue the good work. Do not shy away from taking action in instances like this. You have a lot of remedies in law, so you do not have to believe that just because a section doesn't say cyberbullying, cyber stalking, doesn't mean that there is no remedy. So as I just pointed out now, many of the things you may think is just funny or a prank could be a crime which can affect your very future. Many of the things you believe you may not have remedies for are well protected under law. All you have to do is just reach out a hand and take the help of the cybersati right next to you. With that, thank you all so much for having me here.
Thank you. Welcome.
Share as much as I could, given the, and I'm sure you will enjoy and learn for the remainder of this session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Over to you, Preeti.
Thank you, ma'am. It was really, really wonderful session. I have two important key takeaways to share with all the kids. They would, most of them would have already noted. The first one, understand the difference between a prank and the crime. Sometimes, kids might start in the form of a prank and they never realize when that can get converted into a crime. So that is very important thing, which I have personally learned from your session, ma'am. And second thing is, be a cyber sathi. So whenever you see there is something anomalous happening, ma'am has showed all the social platforms from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everything, right? So there could be some suspicious activity happening. Be a cyber sathi. We have to handhold each other and be friends on the cyber platform as well. So I think that are the two key takeaways I have understood. Thank you so much, ma'am. We are so glad to have you. So with this, I will move on to our next portion. So we have a fun activity, and I want all of the kids to help me understand. So most of you must have been playing Damshalards, right? So is chat now activated, Staffin?
Yeah, it's active now.
Okay, so I want to see the response. So tell me, you can raise your hand or just post yes if you know Damshalards. So we will play similar sort of a game. In Damshalards, you do some actions, you don't talk, and the other team has to identify what exactly are they hinting at, and they need to find that out. So in this game, the name of the game is Secret Hunt on Pictures. So what we will do is, we will take the different scenarios that all of you are working. So DPS uses Entrar, right? They use the Entrar.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And all of you must
Yes,
also
ma'am.
be,
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. And all of you must also be having one or the other account, either Instagram or Facebook or Gmail.
Yes,
I have
I
Discord.
don't have any
I have
account.
Discord.
Ma'am, I don't have any. I don't even have
Gmail.
email account.
Discord. Ma'am, Discord and Gmail. Ma'am, Discord and Gmail.
Good, very good. Okay.
Discord and Gmail, yeah.
So for those who do not have, good that you don't have. But in future, if you start getting one, you should keep this in mind. So this game is going to help you understand that, okay? And for those who have, I heard a couple of them telling I have Discord and Gmail and all that. So what we have done is, we have taken different cases from this social media, and I will help you solve one, okay, one sample. And after that, I will give you another two for you to solve. So let's see. Okay. How do I go here?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, where are the options?
Yeah, we'll share you. So you see.
Ma'am, do we need to on our webcams?
Sorry.
Not necessary. Not necessary.
Okay, thank you.
So you see this picture on the right side, right? So this is a Facebook post that a girl like you has posted, okay? And she likes to celebrate with her friends. Okay, she posted this photo on Facebook. Now we will try and find out what are different secrets that her picture is revealing for a stranger. How easily a stranger can also find out those secrets in this picture. Okay, so we will have some options. Okay, so these are the options. So what will happen is, you have to read through this option, check this picture, see the picture properly. I think we people have
Guys,
to go
everyone else, please be muted. We don't want you to turn on your mic right now. We'll tell you what's to be done. Please be muted.
Yes. So you see this right side picture, and then you will see options here. You have to read through these options and identify what is the best option. And you see a poll. Now you will see one poll on your screen like this. Okay, so we will give you only 1 minute. So read through options and start giving the answers. So I'll help you solve this. So first you submit whatever. If you don't know also, just looking at the picture, what do you feel? You just choose one option and submit.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, actually, I by mistakenly opted the wrong option.
That's fine. So this is just a sample. We will have a actual one for you. I will anyway solve this for you to understand.
Actually, I could not see the polling options.
Okay.
It'll come up on your screen. It'll be there on your.
No, it's not there.
Maybe you have already submitted by mistake. So that's fine. Next.
One thing which is clear in this picture is that she's outside and she's eligible to go like alone with her friends.
No, you don't have to give any answer now. You just see, read the option and choose what you feel is the correct answer.
I've done that, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 minute up. I see 230 people have answered. A few more. We just give you 10 more seconds. You can quickly, those who are left can pick your answer. Okay, so I'm just ending the polling now. This was anyway a sample, to let you know. So I'll just end the poll right now. Okay, so let me share the result. Let's see who has answered, which option has the maximum answers. Okay, here you go.
Yeah. So I see most of them, 68% people have answered D as selected D as the correct option.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, this
is I cannot see the polling results.
Ma'am, some Akansh Gupta is like, I don't know why. He is continuously texting me privately, ma'am. Can you please disable the private?
Hey guys, everyone, please stop. Use the chat only for a session purpose, please.
I tried to put it in public. It went to private by mistake. I'm
Yeah.
sorry to hold
No
on.
problem. No problem.
Okay. So we are going to learn and address all these things. So practically we will learn. Fine. So all of you see the poll results. Those you don't see, for them I will call out. Okay. So most of them have answered. 68% of people have answered option D as the correct answer, and 20% have answered option C as the correct answer, and 9% have answered option A as the correct answer, and only 3% have said B as the correct answer. So let's see what is the actual answer. Okay. So I'll help you solve this so that next question when I post, you have to do it yourself. So when I see this picture, what do you see? First thing is name. Where do you see that name? You see here?
On the top.
Rubina Angel. Then what do you see? Date and time. What is the date and time? It was yesterday at 2:55 a.m. Okay. Then location. How do I find location? I am a stranger. I don't know this girl.
Behind, like
Here on the
background.
Right. So if you see bottle house, so what I do is, if somebody is smart, what they will do is they will do Google, and Google will exactly show you the location. So you are revealing your location also. Then occasion.
She has told it's a birthday at the bottom.
She said that it's her birthday.
Birthday, right?
He said it's a birthday.
So the correct answer.
But I'm actually having one doubt.
The time.
So the correct answer
Ma'am,
is
why not it's D? Because it's given bottle house. So in D, there's bottle house.
bottle house. It is in New Delhi. That is the correct answer.
Ma'am, but there will be many
New
bottle
Delhi
house.
is not mentioned. So how would
But
we?
but the time was also wrong.
There's no like New Delhi name.
Miss, do we have to search for?
Ma'am, her name is Rubina. It's not Angel.
Right, Rubina. No, I didn't put Angel here, right? So just use. So we are just trying to do an exercise to help you understand, because most of you love to click selfies, pics with your parents or pics with your friends, and people just without knowing, when you post these pictures on these forums like Facebook, Instagram, or anywhere, there are so many secrets that you are unknowingly revealing. You yourself are going forward and telling all this information. So any stranger, if he looks at this picture, he will get to know this information. What are the important information we are leaking? Name, date and time, location, occasion, all of these things, right? So let's try exercising few more examples. Okay, so I will post next questions. Take your time to see the photo carefully and then choose the correct option. Okay, here you go. So this is a Twitter example. This is a Twitter example.
It has some verified symbols, so it's a celebrity or someone.
No, don't give answers. Nobody should talk and give answers. Okay, just read and you will get the options on the poll. Read all the options and choose the correct option and submit. So be attentive. Nobody should say that I have not seen the poll screen and all that. Now you see poll screen appearing on your window. So there are 4 options. Read all the options. Choose the correct one. Nobody to call out the answer. Keep it with yourself. We will tell you the answer.
Ma'am, it looks like she's a celebrity.
It could be. Yeah, you can just read the options properly and answer, then we'll discuss. You have
Because
1
he has
minute.
a tick mark.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you don't have to be a celebrity to become to get a verified, but
Okay, so we will have limited time. So don't waste your time talking. Utilize your time reading the options, question, looking at the picture, and submitting the right answer.
okay, it's past 1 minute. I'll give you 10 more seconds. We only had 130 people answered so far.
I cannot see the poll options again.
You're on your laptop. If you're on your laptop, it would come up. I mean, even on the phone, but it
I'm on the laptop itself, but I cannot see the poll options.
if you've selected and submitted, it won't come up again.
No, I have not selected. I was just searching where is it, but it did not come till yet.
Just see if it's got minimized. See if there are 2 Zoom tabs for you. It might.
Yeah, so this is on the right side of participants. If you see participants in Zoom, besides that, you will see polls. Just click on that. Sometimes it gets minimized.
Okay, we've got close to 75% people who have voted. I'm just ending it now.
Okay.
I was not able to see.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, so poll has ended and I'll share the results now.
Okay, so these are the results. So let me read out the results for those who cannot see the poll. So 70% of people have answered option A as the correct answer. 3% have answered option B as correct. 17% of them have answered D as correct and 10% as C as correct. So let's see what is the correct answer. Sorry. Okay, so you see what all the things I have highlighted in red. Okay, so these are the things it is revealing some information to me. What are these information that is revealed from this? So it is name. I see Anurag Gupta. Likes. How do I know likes? So you see this flower? Instead of his photo, he has put flowers. So maybe he likes flowers, right? Email and username. Yes, just beside that, he has given his username and I can also find out his email. How? I just Google it, it comes, right? Then occasion, time. So he's shopping.
Ma'am, but then how will you know the password?
Location, Pacific Mall, you can see in the picture. We are not knowing password, we are just knowing his username and Gmail, right? Unless you tell somebody that.
Ma'am, but these days people can hack into your password without knowing it.
Yes,
exactly. So don't tell your email ID, right? But in this way, you are disclosing your email ID also, right?
So why can't this all be fake?
Ma'am, they can change the password.
Okay, so what is the correct answer?
Are like leaked
I'm A.
Data
I'm
leaks.
Lockdown is still going on. June had still lockdown.
A is the correct
lower.
answer.
Not going on.
Correct option is A only.
Good. So I think almost 70% of people have answered it correctly. So you had a good guess by looking at the picture. Okay. So let's move on to the next one. So don't waste time in talking and giving the answers. Look at the picture carefully, read the question carefully. In couple of minutes, Staffin sir will poll the question. The poll will appear on your screen. If you're not able to see, look besides the participants icon on the right side, you will see polls. Click on that. You will see the poll when it is polled.
Yeah, so I'll just launch the poll now. So what happens is, it's another window on top of Zoom. So in case you click on Zoom, this poll window might get minimized. So you can just check if it's minimized. Yeah, I'm just launching the poll now. And I would say, don't go factually. Look at the image that is given and try to answer based on the answers. It's more of an exercise that way. So I'm just launching the poll now for this. Okay, here you go.
Yeah, so read the options carefully, look at the picture. So this group of students have celebrated a festival at their college. And one of them just posted this group photo on iMessenger. So you need to find out what all information is revealed by this picture when they post it on public. So many people are raising hands. So please go on mute.
Guys, please be on mute.
So people, those who are raising hand, if you have any question, because we are now running this activity, you post it on the chat. Okay. We will at end of the session, we will try and address all those questions. Okay. Post it on the chat.
Okay, we have about 235 people who have answered. So
Wow.
I'm just turning off the poll in about another 5 seconds. Quickly, you can share your answer, those who haven't. Okay, so I'm ending the poll. And let's see what's the answer, maximum answer. Yeah,
Yes,
here you go.
so C, most 86% of children have answered C option as the correct answer. So let's see what is the correct answer. Okay, so I have highlighted what all things I can see, right? So these are the hints I am getting from this photo. Okay, so phone and connection. So they're using Airtel connection. What is the name? Priya Malik. So one of the girl in the picture who would have taken this group photo during celebrating this festival, she posted this on iMessenger. Date and time. Okay, it shows 9:41 a.m. today, right? Location. You can see the location from the board that is there. I can see Pondicherry University and all that address. You can find out. Occasion, Holi, right? And friends information also you can see from here. So what is the correct answer? C. So I think most of them have answered it correctly. So you have understood. So the intent of this fun activity for all of you was that without being aware, when you post any of these pictures, which is like a, initially like fun, I like it, with my friends I celebrated, so I'm posting it, or a sort of a prank, I post it. But unknowingly, you are sharing so many important information. So let's get into the next segment of learning to be cyber smart. So if you are an Insta star, learn to be cyber smart. So we have Vandana Verma ma'am. She is a very renowned personality, woman of the year 2020 and a pen tester for the year 2020. So I will welcome Vandana ma'am to come and talk about how to learn to be cyber smart. Over to you, Vandana.
One quick thing, students, if you're using Zoom on your web browser, you may not get the poll option. Only if you have the Zoom app, I think the poll will come up. So in case, we have 2 more polls coming up. So in case in the meantime, if you want to quickly download the Zoom app on your laptop, you can quickly do that and log in from there again as well. Okay, over to you, Anna.
Thank you so much, Safin. So, so now all of you have understood that this is what we need to do when we are posting our pictures, or be careful while you are posting pictures. Now, what we are talking about it today, that the theme itself is that a picture speaks 1,000 words. That's why we are trying to showcase here. I'll tell you a funny thing. It sounds funny, but it is not funny. Wherein there was one person who was working for NASA, and he shared his picture in office. Now, where they had their password sticked on the on one of the systems, and then it was showcased all the systems, that there are so many systems that they're working on. So the people got to know, okay, there are so many systems that they have. So if I want to get into that, I need to have that many systems, or need to have a good processor. At the same time, what they realized, that there was one more thing, that the person had a badge. Like, this is how the badge looked like. If I want to get into NASA, I have to get that badge. And on top of it, I have to get dressed like this person, or I need to have some software which they are using, because there were pictures of laptops, desktops, and they had the software which they were using. Now, let me move to the next slide and show you something which is very, very important. Now, understand who the hackers are. I am sure at least half of you must be knowing about hacker. So do you imagine the hacker with a big black hoodie? Trust me, I used to think like that a hacker is like who's just in the basement wearing a black hoodie doing all the coding like movies. Trust me, that is not the case. Now, if you look at this, this is how hackers look like. And if you talk about us, we are hackers for our own company. We want to make sure that our organization is secure. Do you think we are wearing a black hoodie or any black color clothes, like
No.
dark, shady clothes?
No.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
no, no.
No.
So the old assumption actually has changed. Now you will see, you'll hear my kid saying all those dabbling here and there, because he's also looking at this particular picture. And if you move to the next picture, I'll show you that this is how smart people look. And like, if you see that on the right hand side, it's us. Now there's one thing to be noted here, is that the picture which just popped up on the screen. Earlier in 2015, the cybercrime cost was 3 trillion. And in 2021, it's going to be 6 trillion. Can you imagine 6 trillion with 12 zeros?
Yeah.
Have you seen 12 zeros? I haven't seen, trust me. So that's that number. And why the cost is because
Am I audible?
hackers, you are audible, but can you please go on mute? All of you go on mute, please. So that's the cost. And now when this much cost, like they're taking away so much money. I'll tell you a recent story, which is like a 2 days back story. A person in Canada had some money in their account, Mr. Khatri, and Mr. Khatri got a call from someone saying that his social security number, and there was one more account details he mentioned, that you need to change the password. He got so panicked that his money from the account will be lost, so he changed the password and gave the password to the hackers. And now how much money does this person has an account? $9. Only $9. Can you imagine? All the money is lost. So now that's how the crime cost is. Now if you move on to the next picture, so now we always look for like, follow, tweet, share, comment. Do we do that or not? Tell me. Like, I am a big Twitter fan. If you look at my Twitter, like, I'm all over the place. Every day I tweet like a number of times, but not what I do. But I'll come to that point as well. So social media safety is very, very important. What you do today is going to harm you tomorrow. So be very, very careful of it. Have you seen the picture, that what all information we could get from those pictures? So if you move on to the next picture, if you move on to the next slide, while you go to school, you have your devices, you have so much information on your device. You talk to your parents, you talk to your friends, you talk to your relatives, and then you sometimes post about what you like, which school do you go, where do you exactly go. So from that, what exactly we are trying to get. Now, when you're chatting from a particular phone, I can track, if your GPS is enabled, I can track where you are, which device you're using, and if I'm near you or not. Sometimes by unconscious means, like I don't know if I'm posting the right information, if that will be persisted, what information would be going to whom. I trust, let's say I trust Preeti and Safin. They send me a friend request and I accept, and suddenly they see that I'm going to this restaurant, and Preeti says, okay, you are going to this restaurant, I'm also gonna come to the restaurant. So that's how people think. But this is like, okay, she wants to come and join me at that restaurant, but Safin says, no, I want to kidnap Vandana, and I know that where she's going, I am just gonna go and kidnap her. How scary that is. And that's what happened to students. If you keep posting that here I am, I'm going to be checking in here, I'm going to be there, you could go wrong. People who want to catch hold of you or just want to kidnap you, take some money from your parents, they will do that. And one important thing, when you are connected via internet, there will be an IP address that will be assigned to you, that will be unique to you, so that people know that yes, you are connected to the internet provider gets to know. Now, there's a question that has popped up on the screen. What is personal data? Think about it, just think about it. What I feel, my name is personal data, like my full name, Vandana Verma. You can see that my name is Vandana Verma, but my full name is not Vandana Verma. It's Vandana Verma Sehgal. That's like everywhere, but not everybody knows that this is my full name. And my address, I want my personal address to be my address. I don't want you to know, or else you'll come to my home. Would I want it? No. Or malicious predators will come at my home. My phone number, if I'll give you my phone number, what will happen? Or if I tweet my phone number, I will get hawks calls, I'll get calls from anyone whom I don't know, or I don't want to receive calls. Similarly, if I give my email address, I'll start getting spam emails, phishing emails, and whatnot kind of emails which are not relevant or might contain some suspected item which might infect my system. It could be my phone, it could be my laptop, or anything. Now, when I talk about the school's data, and if I enter the school data, what will I get? I'll get to see your grades. I'll get to see how much attendance you have, if you are bunking or not. So like, if my parents get to know that I bunked my school, what will they do? They'll ground me. So I don't want anyone to know. If I've got any award, what's my schedule, and which class I'm going to attend, what time I'm going to attend, what grade I study. Like I could see that in the beginning, I asked Preeti that, what is this 8A, 8B? Now I know that there's a person who's in 8A. So I have to catch hold of that person. That person studies in this particular school. So how difficult is it for me to get the person? I'll just go to school. I'll tell the principal that I am, and this is how the card looks like. So I'll take your parents' card, like just copy it, go to the school and tell that, yes, there is an emergency. Your parents are calling. You should go home with me. Will you come along or not? 100% you'll come along. And that has happened. People with students with people, wherein they make an emergency, the card looks like. So when you go to school, right now we are homebound, but no, in general case, if you go to school, there is always a card. Like that's what happens with my son or my kid, that there's a card that's being issued to us. If we don't carry the card, we are not allowed to pick up our own kid. Trust me. So those information are very serious. And similarly, if you tell about your parents that this is my friend, this is what I like, and this is what I do, so people tend to send you friend requests based on your dislikes and likes. And there was one scenario I remember. If you Google it, you'll find it. There's a girl, there's a student who was studying in Mumbai, and she used to post a lot of pictures about her dogs. And there's a person who got to know that she likes dogs. She started clicking pictures of dogs and posting online, and send her a friend request. And she saw the pictures. Oh, the person looks interesting and the same interest, and I should accept the friend request. The person accepted the friend request, and what happens next? They started chatting, they became friends, and then one day that malicious person, as ma'am said, that the person cannot be the real person. So it was a big man. He killed that girl. Can you imagine? So all these things are very important, that your safety is in your hands. And if you feel there's something which is suspicious, tell your parents, even when they scold you, but they will always safeguard you. Remember. Let's move on to the next slide. Now, what can happen to my data when I surf the internet? So anyone, they'll be able to get the information. Secondly, if I post pictures on Instagram, like I'm an Instagram star, I am also on Instagram. Like I'm too old to be on Instagram, people say, but then yes, I have a closed account. I have a private account. And if anything I search on Instagram, like I have a habit of checking reels and what people are doing, like I sniff. I just don't post, but I sniff. So I realized that anything I search on Instagram, that gets showed up on my Facebook. If I look anything up at Amazon or Flipkart, that shows up on my Facebook. How come? So that's being done with the cookies. Cookies, not what you eat, but those are tracking mechanism which are tracking your personal data, your username, password, payment information, your preferences, what you like, what you don't like. And they give you pictures, they send you pictures of what you might like and tend to buy it. So that's all being tracked with the IP addresses, a unique internet IP address. Now, remember to safeguard your privacy settings. You always should know, if you are on a social media, remember you need to check the privacy settings, and your personal data is very precious. Now, if you come up, this one thing I want to tell you, that if you don't protect it, what could go wrong? What could go wrong? Think about it. Anyone will have your data. Do you want your data to be with anyone? Absolutely. So there's a question in the chat box. I want to answer it with this question, that can we block the cookies? Absolutely, we can block the cookies. It's always asked for a consent. You can block it. Keep the history clean. Every time you close the browser, before that you can go to the browser settings and clean the browser history and disable the cookies. But for some applications, it might feel that you might not be able to disable, so you have to use it. So there's no other way. But I would say clean your browser history after you use it, and only share the information which might not affect you in future. These are some simple rules. And the most important thing, your password is like toothbrush. Will you ever share your toothbrush? Trust me, I am like, no, I would never ever share my toothbrush with anyone. Trust me. Treat your passwords like the toothbrush. If you don't share your toothbrush, never share it with anyone. That, I'll tell you a funny thing. So this statement I used in one of the town halls where like 6,000 people were attending, and I had to give a 10-minute talk on passwords, like best practices of passwords. So I said this. Now there's one person, the company CEO comes back and says, why are you thinking passwords are like toothbrushes? Passwords are like your garments. Will you ever share your garments with anyone? No, never. Similarly, never share it. Have a big password. It's very, very difficult. And this is called passphrase, which is easy to remember, but it's so long that the malicious people will have very hard time figuring out that, yes, this is what it is. So keep a passphrase like, I love my school at 061314, some number which you remember, but not your dog's name, not your password, which people can guess it easily, like my grandmother's name, my best friend's name, my mother's name, my father's name. I can social engineer you, like I can just talk to you and get it. Trust me, I am very good, I'm very good with people. Like I can become friends with people so easily. So if I know you today and you know me today, I will get all the information. So think before you post anything on the internet. It's available everywhere and it's going to be there forever. Even if you delete it. I know the cases where people posted things, I posted picture, but suddenly after 3 years, I'm like, I deleted this picture 3 years back and still it's cached somewhere. How come? Because I was finding that the things which are on internet never ever go away. And the number which you can see on the screen, that there are 30 billion connected devices. That's just the tentative number that we have found from the studies, but there can be other devices as well. Like now we are I remember, oh yeah, my smart TV, that's connected to the internet. We have I remember my brother got a chandelier which was running with a Bluetooth, and then they removed it because I had that chandelier, and then it was spinning and spinning, like it continued to spin for 15 minutes, and he spooked out that do we have a ghost in our house or not. So I told him, no, it's just a Bluetooth hack that I did. But so it made him realize that there are few things that we have to secure. Now, if we move on to the next slide, I'll show you something very, very interesting. Oh, so we have a challenge. Preeti, I think we should take care of the challenge now.
Yeah, so I think that was all about how to be cyber smart and learning things. So thanks, Vandana. A lot of messages you shared. So we will resume this activity, and this time I don't want to spend much time. So Stapin sir will open the poll only for 30 seconds. Quickly look at the picture and read out the options and submit the correct answer that you feel the option is correct. Okay. So let's quickly dive. Yeah, good. I was about to show you the answer also. So this is an Instagram. So this is the most liked social media amongst teenagers. And so this is a girl who lives near some public facility center, which she is revealing in this photo, and posted this picture on the Instagram. Okay, so you see these options. Read the options carefully. Submit. Don't talk here. Don't give answers. Nobody's asking you. Just submit what you feel is the right answer.
I can find so much information from this picture.
Yeah, let's see how these people. Now you have learned so many things. We learned from Napinai ma'am. She shared how in the pranks can turn into crimes. Then Vandana ma'am threw so many light on how to be cyber smart with protecting your data. What are these personal data? What are the ways you get into trapped without being aware, without even your knowledge that you have done this. So for the benefit of time, I think we are always almost reaching that. I think we need to cut short the time here, Stapin.
Yeah, I'm just ending the poll. So if the poll comes up on the picture, you can move the poll around. It's trackable.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just ending the poll now. I've got more than 75% polling done. Okay, and I'm sharing the results.
74 people say B is the right option. Okay, so let's see what's the right option quickly. So I have highlighted these areas which reveals these information: phone connection, Vodafone, time, name, likes, location, and friends and followers. So correct answer is B. So most of you have understood. Now let's quickly jump on to the last one. Have a look, see it carefully. So this girl has updated this picture after attending a freshers party hosted by her seniors on her WhatsApp DP. Now identify all the information that she is revealing without her knowledge when she posts this picture in public.
So this one is on WhatsApp, and I'm just sharing the poll now.
Okay. So we will not give much time this time because you have a good hands-on. Quickly read through the options, select the best option and submit.
Okay, 10 more seconds. Okay. Yeah, we pretty much reached usual polling rate 75%. I'm just ending the poll now. Okay, and here are the results.
So 73 people say option C is the right answer. Let's see what's the correct answer. So these are the things that you see highlighted. So information reveal name, college, location, and occasion. The correct answer is C. So I think you guys have understood what it means when you share anything on the social media, different options. We have taken cases. So let's now get into how to be cyber smart. So overall agenda of our session was to make you learn to be cyber smart, even if you have presence on social media or you do not have, because sometime in future you will definitely get on this. There is no escape from that. So Vandana, online information stays forever. So how would you want people to know about it? Vandana?
Sorry, you can unmute now, Vandana. Sorry, I disabled that.
Okay.
No problem. So remember that if you post something, it will be there forever. I'll tell you a person who applied for Harvard and or some
I think Vandana, your voice is breaking.
Expelled.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Vandana, can you just repeat that? Your voice was breaking. Maybe you
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you can turn off the camera if you want.
All right. Can you hear me well now?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. So perfect. So I remember one of the person I know, the person applied for a good institute and miracle, like the person got into that institute. But suddenly he got a letter saying that your candidature has been cancelled. And there was something which was written on the letter that you posted something on the internet 10 years back, and you talked about some opinion about some political party, and that was all very raging, very violent. Even though you were a kid, we cannot accept you now. So whatever you post now, like in fun, you say something bad, you pass some comments, bad comments about someone, you body shame someone, you bully someone, you feel that it is right or it's just fun, but that's going to be coming back to you at later point of time. So be very mindful of what you post on the internet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So also know who can access your personal information. So just now Vandana ma'am shared that not now, but later when you will apply to colleges, sometime they will go and dig your data. So who can access your personal data? First thing is you should always assume that everything is public unless you would learn otherwise. So for example, you are on Facebook. Sometimes we feel we have a group of family and friends. So we have selected people as private. And if I post one of the information, that is not visible to anybody. Only my friends and my close people can comment and know, but that's not the case. Private here means that people can still see the information. So we just played that fun activity wherein we posted so many pictures, and even if I'm a stranger, I can go and see, even if it is you have put the setting private. Then how do you see things fishy? And Vandana, what are the things you want kids to know that when they should talk to their trusted adults?
So, when you become friends with someone online and they start asking all the personal information about you, or they make you uncomfortable, like they start asking your home address, why do you want to share your personal address with someone? Do you want that? I don't want anyone to come to my home and get to know about my family, who my sisters are. And why do you have to share that information? If you're friends, okay, just be friends, talk to them. You feel like talking to them, it's fine. But if that crosses a certain line, make sure you tell your parents. And sometimes they make you uncomfortable by asking questions which might not be right, but you think, no, 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 it's my friend. No, any friend whom you meet online is not your friend. Never ever think that that person is your friend, and always think before you posting pictures, photos, or any check-ins. I have seen people posting that I have had this for breakfast. I'm going to my nanny's place, which is this. And somebody might reach at your nanny's place and say, I am going to pick up this person. Can I take him along? Or take her along? Do you want that? No.
Right. Also, you should think before sharing others' personal information. So we saw one exercise wherein group of friends, they celebrated Holi and they clicked that picture and one of the friend posted. It's okay to post your own information, but you should not post others' information. So without knowing, you would have posted it as a memory, good times you would have spent with a friend. But then you never get to know how it turns out to be revealing other people's, your friends' information online, which is not a good thing because you have not taken any permission from them to post that, right? They also deserve their privacy as much as you. So be a cyber sathi. Be aware that whose information unknowingly you are posting. Know that, and you should also assume that everyone you meet online is who he or she seems to be. Don't assume it. This is don't assume it. So we saw Napinai ma'am showing that picture of Lucy, 13-year-old, whereas the actual profile, the user was a man, but he used the photo of a 13-year-old girl, Lucy, and he was getting friends with that age group of kids. So don't assume that everyone that you meet online with that username and all is the person who he seems to be. Then yes, so Vandana, how people should post that information with someone can lead someone offline as well.
Okay, so I'll tell you I'll tell you one person who was a stalker, like getting to know about that person's information wherever she used to go. The person was going along, and suddenly one day that person comes and says that
What was the
I am
wind?
your best friend. Okay. Now,
Can you repeat what you said?
Absolutely. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So one day the person, so there was a girl who was posting her pictures everywhere. Like she was posting her pictures on Instagram, Facebook, and where not. And even sometimes videos, what they were doing. Now this person started to getting to know this person. Like if I post or whatever I do on Instagram or any social media, I am sure people will start to understand that what I like, what I do, who my friends are, who my parents are. Now what can happen next? Now, if they get to know, that means they can come after me. Over time, all these information, if I club together, I can get any information about you. I can make a clone of you. Trust me. So to avoid that, to get people to know you, at least at your worst, you have to safeguard that information. Stop posting online everything. You have to be very, very cautious of that.
Absolutely. And avoid, you should also once you stop posting all your information, you should avoid replying to harassing or disturbing messages. So when you go and talk to your trusted adults, you should understand if there is any cyberbully happening. So don't get provoked by replying to them. That is their intention. They want to know your reaction. What exactly are you thinking when they are bullying you on the cyberspace? So remain in control. It's always good to go and connect to your trusted advisor. So don't reply to any of the disturbing messages or cyberbullying harassment that happens on cyber online. So remember, these are on the right side that you see are all the don'ts. Don't do these things. On the left side that you see are all the do's. Always remember, when you are on cyber space, you should think, and have a trusted adult besides you. So I think with this, we close today's session. We are already 10 minutes on top of the scheduled time. However, I see a lot of questions on the chat. So let us see.
Yeah, we can look at some of the questions on the chat we can look at. And meanwhile, I see Manila ma'am, the principal of the school, is here of DPS East Bangalore. Ma'am, thank you for joining in and thank you for driving this. It is lovely to have, at one point of time, about 340 students joining us. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you, ma'am. And we are feeling very privileged to get this opportunity, especially talking about this cyberspace when we have no escape. And over a period of time, these kids from 8 to 10 standard, they will definitely get over cyberspace.
Thank you so much for organizing this session for our students. It was lovely.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us the opportunity.
And meanwhile, before we end, if I can quickly ask most of the students to turn on your camera, I would like to take a nice, digital picture that we can use as well as part of a session, Okay, I see most of you have put on your cameras on. So thank you so much. I'll just quickly take a screenshot. One moment. Okay. Yeah, I'll just give it 2 more seconds, if some more of you are turning on your cameras. Okay, I'm just taking for different screens pictures. Wow, it's a lot of students. Wow, this looks good. All right, yeah, I think I've captured most of your pictures. Thank you so much. Yes, Preeti, over to you. Any last comments from you? And in fact, I've shared the link for the feedback for the session on the chat window. You can share your feedback, and we'll take the names from there to issue your certificates to get your names from the feedback form. So please fill this up.
Yeah, so we have a certificate that we will issue to all the kids who have attended our session today. And I hope you have learned something which you were not aware of earlier. And do we see any questions, Vishakha, that we want to take up?
There was one person asking that I have shared my password. Is that safe? So first of all, it is not. We have time and again repeated that passwords are like toothbrush, right? And you do not share your toothbrush, so you cannot share your password. So as simple as that, passwords are not to be shared. And
Vishakha, I'll add something to it. So I think this time I didn't say that. So if you cannot keep your password secret, how can the person who has your password will keep it secret? Think about it. Will you give your parents' ATM card pin to anyone? Think about it. How about all the money will be going to that person? They'll take out that money. So passwords are like pin or some secret information. That's why those are called passwords. Keep them safe. Keep them very much close to you and don't share it. Trust me, I don't share it with my best friend. I know Vishakha and Preeti so well, but they cannot get to my passwords.
Also, I think one more common question is if the history is deleted, the browser history or viewing history, can it still be retrieved what we have seen? That's a common question, I guess.
So history can be retrieved, but there are different ways to do it. Like there are so many tools that would be required, but the best would be that people would not be able to track you. The websites you browse would not be able, they would not be able to track you because the cookies are deleted. They are removed from your system. So how will they track you? So they are mainly to track you, what you do, what you like, and which websites do you visit.
Yeah, so I think I'll take one last question. Vandana, if you can answer that. So we have Harsh asking this about this drug cartel, they do transaction on dark web. And how do they do that? Can they get caught?
Oh my God. Trust me, this is the most interesting question I have ever got. Like the kids getting to know about dark web.
Yeah, so I want to know, Harsh, you are from which standard?
Ma'am, I'm in 10th standard.
10th standard. Okay, then it's fine. Okay. Yes, Vandana.
We should get in touch. We should get in touch.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay, you can. I'm there on Twitter on InfoSec Vandana, so do reach out to me. Now, there's one thing when it's about dark web, it's always a dark web. So when you access dark web, there are means to do it so that people don't track you. And when you make transactions, you don't make it with the name dark web. There are different mechanisms or companies that they build. So that's what I would say, but I would not go deep down into it.
So answering another question, that was common, like what kind of pictures should you share on Instagram and stuff, and a question that you said not to share pictures, but you're taking a screenshot now. But to be frank, the pictures that you share, as you would have seen from the chat, it's don't share very personal images. Share pictures that you would ideally share with your friends, right? But not giving out too much of information. And even if we share, for example, the screenshot on let's say on our Twitter, on IBM Twitter, it would just be saying that a session with these students. So I don't think they can take much information apart from the fact that you're from DPS East Bangalore from this.
And one more thing I would like to add to this, that you can post pictures on social media, but make sure the pictures you post do not, take a toll on your sanity and do not harm your loved ones. So those kind of pictures are the pictures which you would not like to post that would reveal something, personal information regarding yourself or your loved ones. So be mindful of that. Otherwise, posting pictures, we all do, right? But then who is the audience? Please make sure that you know who your audience are. And if your profile is public, please be sure that, post anything that reveals your personal identity in that.
I think there is some connectivity issue. Yeah, she's back.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, I asked Preeti ma'am 2 questions. Can Preeti ma'am tell the questions to Vandana?
Okay, I am not able to see. There are so many things, so many questions popping up. So, okay, let me see.
You can ask Harsh if you want. You can just go.
Yeah, please go ahead. I could see only one.
I do not remember that question properly. I just had it occurring in my mind. So
you know where to reach us. So just reach out to us and we'll be happy to answer all your questions. So this session is not to answer all your questions. Ideally, we should have stopped the questions there and we were like, no, come to us and we will answer all your questions, because I know these sessions are to get the curiosity in you. So curiosity is the mother of all. If you have the curiosity, you can, like, so I have my own version, like be curious and be vigilant about what's happening near you. Like I am so susceptible. Okay, if I do this, what could go wrong? Like I am very mindful of my steps. There are pictures that I post, but I'm very, very careful about it. So
yes, ma'am. Where can I reach you again, ma'am?
Ma'am,
you can, if you are in.
Ma'am, there is this person in WhatsApp who continuously tells me that come to give us money.
You can block them. Just block them.
Yeah, block them, but it's still sending me a message of 54 phone numbers, like join this what do you call that, KBC thingy.
So best thing is, I think just block each one and just let your parents know that this is happening.
I told them, and I'll keep blocking them, but they still like come up with some other phone number and
okay.
Some random questions.
All right. So with that, we'll come to the end of the session. We just ran over time, so we won't take any more questions. I'm sure you can reach out to us anytime if you want. You have my email as well, and at the same time, there are a lot of online courses that you'll find on cybersecurity, how to be safe online, how to surf safely online. So you can use the internet as well to educate yourself, because all of you are online using digital school now, right? So it's important to be safe and reveal only what is required online. So thank you so much. Thank you, Preeti. Thank you, Bishaka. Thank you, Vandana, everyone for joining us. It was a wonderful session. And kids, students, I hope you enjoyed the session, and thank you for your feedback.
Thank you, Staffin, for all arranging all of this. I think you have played a major role, and it won't be good if we go without thanking you. So thank you so much. I think it was a wonderful turnout, 300 plus. I have never seen such a great turnout. So 3 cheers for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, students. You've been a wonderful audience, and we love taking the session for you. Thank you so much. And we'll end the session.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.